Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Tasman's Foundry Virtual Tabletop version 12 from the ground up. And we are still going through the mods, lots and lots of different types of mods. So another one that I wanted to go over, and I'm sure you've already read the title of this, so no surprise to you guys, is a Monks mod called in Monks Enhanced Journal. And before we go into it, I just want to show you what a default journal looks like. I know we kind of went over it when we were going through just the base pieces, but I wanted to refresh your memory what default journal is so you can really get an idea of what Monk's Enhanced Journal does. So if we go look, I'm not going to use any, we're just going to create one. We're going to create a journal, and you'll see that we have the option of just creating a name, and we also have a folder that we could put it in, which would be those guys. We're going to put it in the default. We're just going to say DEFAU, default journal maybe. Sure, why not? So here's the default journal. Really simple. We have options such as the view multiple pages or view single page. So that will kind of give you a list here. We can search page. We can collapse this bar, which is it's kind of weird. It doesn't seem like it collapsed that way. Seems like you'd want it to collapse this way. But then we have like the previous page, the next page. We can add pages. So if we come in here and we click on add page, we can say, this is page 1, and what type is it? So this is it a class summary, an image, a map location, PDF, rule, spell list, subclass, text, and video. So lots of little options there that you can do. Let's just say, let's just do text for now. So you can see we have text here. Then if we create another page, like I said, this is all stuff we probably already know. But if we go in here, we can, uh, edit the page. You can see its permissions right here, the little triangle saying that right now it's inherited from the main journal. So the journal here, which is its share, if we click on, is that the one I said? Yeah, default journal. If we go look at ownership here, you can see that all players have none. Tazzy has the default, which is none. So it's really not sharing anything based off of the inheritance of the main one. But we can add pages and they can be sub pages. So it is pretty nice, but it's also pretty basic. We can actually change the size a little bit. There's the minimum size we can make it. Uh, we have our standard GM notes. We can add GM notes to it since we have that enabled. You can show the journal to players. I believe, if I remember right, you can say show players, and then you can actually choose who to send it to. Yes. And the sheet is what is the default sheet, which is where monks would come in. All right, so that is basically what you have with a journal. Now, when we go look at Monk's enhanced journal, you get exactly what that says. You get an enhanced journal. So if we scroll down here, all the way down, not all the way down there, but right here to Monk's enhanced journal, click on that, go ahead and hit save. It'll say it needs to restart. We're going to have a lot of cool differences that we're going to see that really make it a lot nicer, very, very enhanced. So here we are now. Now let's go ahead, and I'm not going to reopen this one. It'll just convert it to a Monk's one. But I just wanted to show you real quick what the default one is. I'm going to actually delete that one. And then let's go ahead and create a new one now. So you'll notice here right off the top, we actually get the option of what type of journal are we creating. And you can see we have a bit more than we did before, don't we? So you'll see we have the option to do adventure type stuff. So the adventure book, where it's a class summary, image, map location, PDF, rule, spell list, subclass summary, text and video, which I think are the default ones, maybe. Not 100% sure. I don't remember everything. But then we also have the option of encounter event journal entry, list, loot, organization, person picture, place, point of interest, quest, shop, and slideshow. So we have all those. We are not going to be going into all those. This video would take much, much longer. I mean, I guess in the comments, oh, that reminds me, do I have any comments? Two things I wanted to say really quick. Actually, I did. Was my last video actually 50? It was 51. So I did get a comment from Haggart saying, I like your videos. Thanks for making them. So thank you for the comment. I really enjoy making them myself, and I'm very glad that you're enjoying them as well. And also, I would like to say a big thank you to anyone that, you know, reached out to me, Discord, comments, email, uh, private messages through Discord and stuff that wished me a happy birthday last Tuesday. Thank you very much. Had a great day, and grateful for all the well wishes and such. All right, so let's jump into this. And so I'm trying to think. There's a couple I would like to kind of highlight um, that are kind of nice, and I guess I could show Quest because we actually have is it Landrel's quest log? We have this quest log here. You'll see now we actually have a monks one. They gave us the monks toggle objectives, but we actually had, this is not going to tell us who it is. I think it was Forien's. I don't know. Someone's quest log. I don't remember who it was. And we have those options there. But now we actually have this one as well. Once again, I personally like close it. I personally like the other one better, but let's go look at the quest just to show you what you can actually do with the Monk's Enhanced Journal. So we're going to say quest, and here we're going to say MONK''S, and we'll do quest because I think it is really cool. I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to just call this monks folder. Folder name, folder color, we can make it a nice maybe a purple with a nice bright yellow, kind of like my Tasman logo stuff. Maybe do something like that, 255. Maybe change that purple for a darker one so it'll actually show better. Something like that. And go and say create. Yeah, look at that, beautiful. So now if we come here, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to move it because it didn't update. So I'm gonna go ahead and create it, and then I'm going to drag that into our Monk's Journal. All right, so as you can see here, gives you a couple options. So you can say where the source is, what the status is. So is it available, in progress, completed, failed? Kind of the same as our other quest log thing. You can say show to players. You can say display and notifications. And then you can put here the description of it. Here would be the objectives. You can click the add button to see what kind of objectives. So you can make them available, completed. You can have a counter type of thing. You can add information. So you can have the objectives for your quest. You can have the rewards. Once again, you can click plus here and it will add one for you. So as you can see, here is a reward. You can also drag, I believe you can like drag items. So if we go over to items, say potion of healing. Oh, I thought you could drag. Okay, you can't drag. I usually come here. Maybe we can drag it from there. There we go. So this is the rewards tab. And then in here, we can have multiple rewards. So you can say it's experience. These are the consumables. That's what it was. I was thinking wrong. Like I said, I haven't used this one much at all. You can also set up relationships. Now, this is a different where you can actually have, you know, the relationships for the entry. And then, of course, you have your notes that are only viewable by you. So players don't actually see these. Let's go see. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't used this one a lot. Let's go see if we go into journals. We do not see it at all. So let's go make it so maybe there's some permission to see it. So we go here. Let's go ahead and say configure ownership. And let's make the default ownership. Actually, I wonder, let's set it on the folder. Maybe that'll inherit it. So if we do this and maybe make, I think observer is the best one, and then go ahead and say that's the default. And I don't think it saved it because I didn't click save. I just clicked it. No, I didn't. All right, so observer and set that default save. Now I think, let's go see if Tazzy can see that folder. So there we go. And Monk's Quest is in it. So in here, you can see, I think because it's observer, I'm curious actually, since I'm GM, that seems a little weird. If I'm GM and I type something in there, is it viewable by players? Because maybe this is just a little tag. Let's say, hello there, hello that, hello that. Man, I am terrible. There. Oh my gosh, I got rid of my H. All right, hello there. How long does it take Tasman to type hello there? All right, so we have hello there now. Let's go ahead and see in here. If I wonder if it has to refresh or anything. No. And then let's see if, so maybe this actually is specifically for individual players. That'd be kind of cool. I am Tazzy. And go ahead and save. So there's I am Tazzy. And if we go back here, okay, that's actually kind of cool. Although then it doesn't actually have a shared notes, which is kind of weird. So anyway, that's kind of the quest. Like I said, I'm not gonna go big into it because I actually like the other quest one better. I think it's more focused and a bit nicer than this for that. So we're gonna go ahead and close that one. Oh, I just clicked it behind. So some other ones I wanted to show off that are kind of cool that's in here. Let's go ahead. We're going to go into Monks here and we're going to create a new journal entry. We're going to make this one some of the cool ones. There's a shop one. This one I did play with a while ago, and then I found another shop, but then it kind of broke with the newer version. And I really haven't played with it, but I'm going to go ahead and do a shop real quick. And so here you can see we actually have the shop. Now, first thing you'll notice also with the monks is we actually have the bar on this side. When you click the arrow, it's more intuitive. It goes this way instead of shrinking into it or something, shrinking the whole window. You still have your back, your forward. You can click on this to take you back to a previous page, I think that is, or the so this one took you back to the quest. This one took you forward to the last one you did. You have options here to show players. You can edit the description for it, which is, you know, a lot of the stuff you can actually do there. You can add background sound effects. I don't know if they play when you're doing it or whatever. You convert it, not 100% sure what that is. You can jump to a pin. You can also edit fields. So usually when I'm in here, I just use what it is. But this one actually is kind of nice, and if I remember how it all worked, it actually is pretty nice. So description would be the description of the shop. Under details here, you can say what hours it's open and stuff. You can actually set it to open and closed. So when it's closed, I believe, let's go look real quick. Go ahead and close that. Do I have to go off of that? I thought it would just inherit the permissions. I guess not. Well, I guess I could have saw right there. It's not. So I go here, configure permissions, go ahead and say observer. Thought it was it. Oh, no, it's not, because it's not in the folder. I'm not sure why. So there we go. So let's go see real quick on the player side what it looks like when the shop says it's closed. So if we go to, well, obviously it says closed here. We don't have any of the, I mean, we can't actually configure anything, which is good. But I think, now let's go open it because I'm curious. The neat thing about the shop is you can actually drag things in, you can buy and you can sell and all that fun stuff. So if we go open the shop now, and now let's go back to our player. I don't know if we have to, well, it says it's open. So it says there are no items at the moment. Let's see, where's our characters? It's so fun having such a compressed, let's see. So we are, I can't remember who we are. We're the paladin, right? So we're Krusk. So let's go look at his inventory. That's features, inventory. And let's see if we can sell a potion of healing. Can we just drag that in there? Shop is not receiving items at this time. So I think it is a configuration. So player purchasing buyback, so they won't buy back. So I think that's what it is right there. We can say make an offer, or you can set it to the other one. Open based on clocks. So that would be the world clocks. That's cool. Like I said, we're kind of learning a lot of this one together again because I haven't used it in a long time. But there are some other features that are pretty cool. So now that I said that they can sell things, so here we are saying, how many would you like to sell? Price is 25. Let's go and see if this gives us, where's our money? So we're at 0. So we're still at 0. We still have the healing potion. If I remember right, we should. I thought we got a pop-up. Maybe it's in the chat. Can I move you smaller? Oh, I can't. Good. So we go to chat. Here we go. So now we can say, okay, so 25 is the offer. They want to give us 1. So we have the option here to say, no, I'm going to say I will buy it for 20. Oops, that's a different 20. 20. And then go ahead and say offer. So now if we go to the player, I believe they get the offer. Let me shrink you too. Beautiful. And now they can say, instead they're getting 20. So if we do that, you'll see that now it should have removed from Krusk. Can I click on these? I don't remember. Krusk no longer has the healing potion, but now has 20 gold. So kind of nice that you can do it there. I think on the GM side, if I remember right, there's now a healing potion here. So I can say, oh yeah, I'm going to turn around. I bought that for 20. I'm going to go ahead and unhide it. Or actually, is it unlock? Trying to remember. I think it's that one. So now if I go here to the player, no, it's not that. I think it's the unlock then. So that I think is hide. That is locked. Now if we go to the player, there we go. Now you can see that here they have it for 50. They can take this and I believe they can request to buy it or something. I don't remember how that part works. I'm gonna have to investigate that, but that's actually kind of cool. So if I wanted to buy it back, obviously I don't have 50, so let's give me 100 gold and see. Can I grab there? No, no. Wait, I saw something when I clicked on that. Oh, I was just highlighting it. Do I? Maybe I have set something else in here. I don't remember everything about this. I'm sorry about that. So quantity 1. It's a consumable. This would hide it. Adjust all prices. So you can set a ratio there. Populate from roll table. So you can actually populate, like if you, there are places, I think there's I want to say Tianzine or something like that. That I think they make roll tables. I think it's called Shop or something. What is it called? Maybe Shop. You have to spell it right. Maybe I don't have it in here. I'll have to look it up because I think there's some that you can actually get some that have like shops and stuff. So anyway, let's really quick because we're at 20 minutes already. I wanted to just do some of the highlights here. Like I said, I didn't want to go into depth on any of it, but you can do quite a bit of stuff with these monks journals or the enhanced journal. I'm looking at the GitHub page, and I'm going to scroll down it really quick and just see if there's anything specifically. Some of the nice things about Monk's Journal that was not in the other is you'll notice up here we actually have tabs. So we have the Monk's Quest here. Let's say that we wanted to have that shop in another one. We could actually come here and we could set that to be the shop. So now we actually have Monk's Quest and Monk's Shop. We can close that, we can reopen a new one. So things you can actually do here is you can see what your recently viewed one is. You can create a new entry, so there's a new one there, stuff like that. You can bookmark. There's just so much you can do with this. It's awesome. The forward back buttons, let's see. Journal types, picture, obviously really good for having pictures, just giant pictures, lots of pictures. There's a journal entry that represents a journal entry like just the text of it, kind of like the old journal entries. There's a person, which is actually really cool. That was one I kind of wanted to show. So we come in here and we'll just say person. So NPCs and stuff, if you want to keep track of your NPCs, we can come down here and say person and create that. You'll see here that we can put an image in here. I don't know if I have any good images. That's tiles. Do I have any portraits? Maybe a token. Let's just grab a random bug folk or something. Select. So here you can put in a portrait. You can give like their role, their location. You can give a description. Then under details, you can add the ancestry, all that stuff. So you can keep track of it. Now, in this case, you probably don't want your players to actually see this. I mean, so this has your bonds, flaws, relationships. You can actually drag other entries. I don't have another person, but maybe if we created one and call it person 2, I believe, if I remember right, we'll put it in the same folder under monks. There we go. So now I have person 1, person 2. If we wanted to have, say, person 1 have a relationship, we can actually drag person 2 in here, and then we can actually add what that relationship is. Then as players might discover that, we can unhide it for them or something. We can delete it. We have offerings. If they have things that they want to offer, you can set it up here where it's make an offering to someone. And then of course you have the notes. So really nice thing there. Let's see, I don't want to go too much longer. Let's do another entry real quick. Let's see if, what was another one that was cool? Loot. Loot's pretty cool because you can set up kind of like things that they find in loot. We did that. Point of interest would be places. Places actually is pretty good. So let's go ahead and add a place. And we'll go ahead and add that to monks and create that. So here you can see with the place, kind of same type of thing. So this would be your city, and you can give the description of it. Neverwinter, you could give details, how old the city is, how big the city is, what the government type is. Is it a monarchy? Is it kind of a democracy or whatever? You can get information. You can drag in people for your townsfolks, key people and stuff, and they'll have a role and relationship. You can put the shop, so you can drag, our shop that we have here. We can say, oh, person 1 and person 2 live in this city, and what is their relationship to this city? We have regular relationships, and then of course we have notes. Let's see, is there any others that are really kind of cool? Points of interest, also pretty good, but kind of similar to the other one. Picture, organization, loot. Maybe loot would be another one to just kind of do. Encounter's actually a good one. Let's do an encounter. ENCOUNTER. So we have an encounter. Go and put in monks. Boom, like so. So with the encounter, you can actually set up the description of the encounter. You can set up what monsters are there. So if we come here to our compendiums that I can barely even see, SRD content, monsters. So we could, say, well, they're going to fight some beasts, maybe an ape, maybe a baboon, uh, maybe a bat. Nope, I didn't mean to click on the badger. Maybe a bat. So something like that. You can set that up for the encounter. You can set them whether they're hidden or not. Then you can also set up what loot they might get after the encounter. You can set any special DC type things. And then, of course, you can also add your notes. So if we wanted to add a DC, we could say, oh, this is a trap or something like that, a pit that they're supposed to jump over. So really cool, neat stuff that Monk has done here. The other one, I think we'll do one more. Go ahead and put it in Monk's folder that I was like, might be kind of cool. Loot is a lot like your stores, except for usually it's free stuff. Events kind of would be obviously events. The list. So nice thing about the list, let's do the list. List kind of acts like a quest. So in the list, actually, you can see here we have different options. So we can actually create an entry for our list, and we'll just say ENTR entry 1, I think. Where is our... So here's our search list. This keeps throwing me off. Did I not hit save or something? I don't know that I did. All right, let's hit ENTRY1 because it didn't seem to work right. There we go, entry 1. So with the list, actually, maybe it's not the list. Hold on, let me scroll down on the thing because it actually has a pretty cool one that is actually checklists. I think actually there is a checklist, but it looks, no, it's actually called checklist. Was there a checklist in here? Darn it. That's what I wanted if there was a checklist. Maybe it is a type thing. Let's do this real quick. You can change the different list type. That's it. So where is our gear? Right here. There we go. That's what I actually wanted. So with a checklist, a neat thing about this is you can have your folders and stuff like that. You can then set your list to be complete and stuff. In the other one where I did it, actually just had a nice little line. So this would be, oh, I think this is that first one we created. Actually did create a blank one. But I'm thinking, I know we can have our folder. You can, if I remember right, you can actually drag from folder. So here you can see, here's our folder, and it creates, I guess, one in there. So actually, no, it's not in there. So we can actually drag this inside there, and you can see now they're inside the folder. So you can kind of create checklists. You can actually, create a folder, for example, if you were doing quests or you have objectives for something, you could have a folder called in process, done. I guess done and complete maybe are the same, maybe something like collected quest reward or something. But anyway, so it has some really cool ones. You can see that you actually have the checklist, a list, you have a poll. So we said we want to do a poll. I don't know if this will do anything here. You can see that, you can have a vote. You can, I believe, I think you have to do it when you're creating the entry. You would create the title of it saying, go to sleep, or how about long rest or short rest? Oh my goodness, REST. And then you can have, I believe the count is how many people have voted for it so far. So if we say maybe 2, it's in the folder and hit save changes. So now you can see we have long rest. It has a maximum of 2, I believe. The thing I don't, oh, there it is, edit item. Count 2. How about count 5? And let's do, I just want to check one other thing. Like I said, I haven't used these a ton, but I do know that like they have some pretty cool features. So we do this and do configure ownership and make all players observer, save. I just want to see if Tazzy can vote. So let's do that, and then we'll go ahead and call it good. So go here, go to journal, go to list. If I hit vote, vote. I don't know what that did. They can't actually do anything. Let's see if they can vote. So we can see they voted. I'm curious if it shows they voted more than once. There you go. So now it says 6 instead of 5. I was thinking, originally I thought that when you create this poll or whatever, that if you said 5, that's the maximum. So it would divide this into 5. So when Tazzy voted, it would do 1 chunk or something. There might be more to it. Like I said, haven't really messed with these. Let me just see really quick. I think, and the loot entry is kind of cool as well. I'll let you guys experiment with that. Actor entry, I think that's what we already did. Yeah, has some really cool features. Definitely gives you a lot nicer journal entries, and usually it is one that I add into mine just because I like how it, whoa, what is all that? I think I broke something. Um, whew. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel. Tell other people about my YouTube channel. And check it out. If they like what they see, they can sub. We grow the channel. Everybody wins in that case. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.